Will be SK on the T side here. 5 sets of armor, similar story for NiP, but they have got a defuse kit as usual for Get Right. He's got the smoke grenade to go with it, and we'll have a look at the initial setup here. There's going to be 3 players towards the Ivy area. Fur watching towards main entrance, Cold Zero looking for any aggression towards that inside area. Rez, of course, holding the inside bomb site. Get Right to back him up. And for now, SK Gaming biding their time and just waiting for any sort of aggression to come out from the CTs.
Kit for Get Right. Cold makes a bit of contact toward the upper B position. He'll back away immediately on the Glock. Fallen still waiting as well for the aggression out toward Ivy. Bolts and Taco will be alongside with him. Fallen actually makes first contact. Exists to be the one to take the shot. He'll back off. They continue to press. And as they get the pistol aligned, it's Taco that hits the opener and follow it up. He's got 2. Make your Reddit thread now because his stats are adding up. As Fur is going to add in, so too is Bolt. It's all on Therese. You talk about contribution. You talk about the effect of being the MVP. Well, unfortunately now he's in a 1 versus 5. Just the USP to work with. Does have armor. Likely going to save that into the next round.
Well, there we have it. It should be SK Gaming picking this one up in spades. Going to be ready to drop down towards Pop Dog. Down he'll go, though. SK Gaming win the round. Look at that nice little graphic we've got going on. We've got some bells and whistles brought out today.
The fans love the bells and whistles.
They're loving them. I'm sure that's Astralis winning a round.
Absolutely.
This is so sick. What is it in the arena? 3 other games going on. You can see everyone is loving this so far. It's going to be absolutely electric today. But SK Gaming will pick out the pistol in this game, and NiP, they will... Okay, this is Forest Force buying. Remember how amazing he was at that Desert Eagle in Oakland map. Watch out for that red Deagle. It's dangerous, and it will be coming out. There it is on your screen right now. He's looking towards main entrance, but he is up against the 3 AKs and 2 MAC-10s of the SK side. One of them open things up. That's going to be Fur. Remember, NiP don't usually buy armor with their second round buy. So they go for Deagles. They can get headshots here, and they're certainly capable as Forrest rattles off some shots towards main. And
given the, just a little bit, I guess, of an extra thought, cameras are a little bit wider on the players, so you can actually see more than just their forehead at this event.
Yes.
Taz won't just be a shiny, bald forehead. Forrest, as you mentioned, on the Deagle, he's going to be watching toward A main. Rotate back around as well, just to check and see if anyone has gone toward Ivy, but so far, so good in that it's all quiet on the Western Front. It's immediately going to be Fallen that starts off inside of the site. He'll lead the way. And he's got, along with him, Bolts and Fur. Contact made. Exist actually does the better damage. Fur's down to 21, and Get Right's able to find him on a CZ 75 as a result. So keep Fallen in mind, because with Cold and he together, they'll pinch off Get Right and Exist. As Rez, now on the scout, has done damage. In fact, Fallen and Bolts are both within going down to the pistol. In fact, excuse me, Cold Zero, the second one that's tagged. Bolt's able to make up for it, though, with the AK over the top. And just forced to find decent shot as he gets Bolts.
Well, there we have it. Forrest starting to open things up. There will be a chance for him to find a couple more. You can see the low HP players of SK Gaming, but it's not enough. An interesting round. We'll get 2 kills there for NiP. It wasn't the force buy, remember. They can bring out the weaponry into that first gun round. They'll have the AWP, they'll have the utility and the defuse kit, so don't worry about that at all. But SK Gaming, very comfortable here. I can see maybe a potential airstrike coming in. As you can see on the GUI right now, on the left-hand side of your screen, Exist, Forrest, Get Right with the HE grenades. They'll be using those towards main entrance. That's the common place to use them. 3 of those players heading towards main right now. Here come the grenades. There'll be no one to receive them, though, from what I can see, so it'll be in vain. As Fallen lies in wait towards main entrance, AK in hand. He knows no armor is going to be available, but he does take a ding down to 43 HP. That'll send him packing. Like I said, a clean sweep coming in. Taco found a bit of resurgence recently. He'll find a nice headshot towards Get Right, and another easy kill there towards main.
Yeah, just standing in the open, no idea that it was coming. But you're right, Taco's looked much, much better as of late. Rez, we'll continue to talk him up. He'll go down as Fallen sneaks back toward A main. They reclaim the territory. Tried to get aggressive on the CT side naturally to take map control away early, but SK unbeaten thus far. We go into round 4, we bring out the rifles and immediately Draken onto the AWP. Important map. Draken, we know, is very good at flicks. It is a close quarters combat map, many angles, and you've got to make sure you line up the right shots immediately and early on. So Draken, I think, can come into his own. I think Train's actually a better map for him. Overpass has been decent. I think Train's one that he's certainly underrated on.
Yeah, this is probably one of his best. It's a very orb-centric map, and he's going to be up against one of the world's best today, but a bit of a bonus situation, a bit of aggression from the CT side. Exist will be pushing towards Ivy, trying to open things up here, but it's that MAC-10 up against the unarmored players like Draken. Could cause some damage here. Rez finding trouble towards the inside bomb side, though, to Get Right to try and recover the situation. Nothing he can do. coldzera cracks open the site, and there will be 4 players and a bomb going down, and the rotations come through. Is this even worth it, Matt? They've got no defuse kits. Taka's waiting in CT4, nails the kill on Exist. That's it, round done. Forrest and Draken will have to fall back in. It's almost certainly going to be 4-0 now.
Taco swinging in. Forrest is found toward the stairs. Draken with the AWP absolutely wants to save. He's gone all the way out toward Ivy. Good position to be in to save the weapon. 2 very linear corridors that lead to his position. He only has to look 2 directions. But yes, another round SK. And SK on train. Keep in mind, they had a 17-0 stint on this map where they were unbeaten.
Yes.
They were the best train team in the world by far.
But to be fair, so sure, the team has looked better since the addition of bolts, but this map in particular has dropped off slightly. Obviously, Taco changing his role from the inside bomb site. He's had to change things up, and it has got a little bit weaker.
I would actually argue that the fall off started when Phelps came in. I think that FNX was actually better for them on this map than anyone in his position. He was a little kind of in between the aggression of Phelps and more aggressive than Bolts, though, more assertive than Bolts. So, well, 4-0 SK. Keep in mind as well, that sprint was all CT side related. So tactical timeout called from NiP already. That's not surprising to me at all, given the situation, given that they've had a slow start this morning and another slow start in this game.
These are best of ones in a round-robin format where both teams not looking amazing right now. So this is a very, very important game. So remember, obviously, the top 2 teams of the group that go to the grand final. We have got a little bit of a bonus situation, if you like, for the 3rd place team who gets to challenge anyone from the group to have a little playoff towards the end. So that's always going to be exciting to finish things off. And we'll have a look at the situation for NiP right now. So Draken's got the AWP. And they'll have Deagles around him, CZs, not fully investing. Again, I'll just say this once more. I said it a ton of times in Oakland. If you have a Desert Eagle, if you're going to kill people with that weapon, it's going to be a 1-dig. It's going to be a player who's using it like a railgun. It doesn't matter if you have armor or not. Up against the AKs, it doesn't make a difference.
It's useless. I find the reset time on the recoil of, I know it's hard to say recoil of the pistol, but the kickback is ridiculous.
And that's what the Deagle does best, opening up angles. Like Forrest holding right now, you're holding tight angles, looking for the 1-bullet headshot. So armor is trivial at that point. It doesn't really help you out too much. But we'll see whether Forrest can get any wallbang damage in. Not going to connect just yet. We are 4-0 for SK. Remember, Draken, like we said, one of the key players for NiP on this particular map. With the AWP, it's enough to win rounds. He finds a pick, funnels him toward a certain area, like this right now as he pushes towards T-Sport. Good flashbang there. Doesn't detect Bolts, who was waiting behind the dumpster. And it will be the opening kill for SK. This looks like one of their guaranteed rounds here, but all it takes is Draken to have a few opportunities to get a couple of picks, and then it can all fall apart.
So Get Right takes damage from a Molotov as Cold drops in and immediately takes him down. Molotov funneling him back into the lane. Only had one place to look when Cold dropped down. It's a well-set bounce off the top of the window above from the hallways. Draken, meanwhile, smokes out to his right, wants to cover off Sandwich so he can focus toward E-Box. He doesn't have anyone else in position to cover him. That's why he's done it. He's gotten the shot. He looks for, finds the second fall and goes down. Draken may have pulled the round back. Oh my goodness, as he turns to find Bolts as well, and somehow he's gotten it down to a 1-on-1 against Fur. This was the only gun in the round. This was about to be a 5-round straight sprint from SK. It's level in terms of weaponry. In fact, Draken on the AWP has more to work with. Couldn't quite find the shot onto Fur. He's lost him inside of the smoke as well. But he's in position so that he can catch him off. I think Fur heard him drop down. So he doesn't elect to back through and go towards Sandwich. This opens the gap and creates time. And there is no kit for Draken.
What an opportunity that was. It had to be that shot. Draken was gifted on a play. Now it's an impossible situation. He has not got that kit to work with as Fur just waits of him, toys of him, watches him. He knows he's not going for that defuse. He's not taking that bait. He'll spot the shot again, and he misses another setup. But he comes out on top. Is it enough? We'll find out as he starts to defuse the bomb.
I think he's got time. I think he's pulled this off.
He's not sure himself. I can't tell now. We'll have a look.
That's it. No, he's got it. He's definitely got it. Oh, I take it. Yeah, he did. Okay, the timer was misleading to me. I thought that was the defuse time. That's incredible because he just got a 4-kill with the only AWP in the round. So a couple of things to note, by the way, just as you're watching for the viewing experience, and you can see what Fur's reaction was to that, especially after a timeout from NiP, a very important round. The mini-map actually zooms based on where players are on the map. It will zoom out to the furthest player. As you may have noticed in that one-on-one, it highlighted strictly the bomb and the 2 players.
Yeah,
bomb adds
cool.
a constraint as well. Yeah, extremely cool. The one thing I was about to mention that I thought going to see is when a team wins 5 in a row. Okay, yes, we have a lost round bonus, but their name will light up in flames as if they are on fire to show you that they are in an incredibly good form.
And maximum loss bonus. It just kind of makes it significant.
Very clear.
Yeah, exactly. It's a massive part of the game. I would have liked to have seen it. Draken,
I was looking forward to it. Thanks, Draken. You ruined that for us.
Well, the thing is, he missed 2, for his standards, easy shots, right? And then he pulls out the USB and somehow gets away with it. I thought Fur had that for days. Very exciting finish, but we'll go for the double orb setup for now. Draken and Rez, the young blood of NiP, going toe-to-toe with one of the world's best. It's actually coldzera on the AWP. That's interesting. Definitely. It's Fallen, who is synonymous with the AWP in CSGO. coldzera is certainly very, very good with the weapon. World-class by anyone's book, but we'll see whether he can step up here as the primary orb, it seems, in the first showing of it on the T side. We'll have a look at the initial setup. It will be a default for now. No one really pushing any particular area. Rez looking towards the lower ramp. He will be looking for anyone crossing over right now, but the flashbang will send him packing. He might have to go a little bit more defensive here, but he wants to fight. Rez is up for it, and he can't hit the shot. coldzera completely takes him down.
Certainly does. Cold will continue to wait. Top of the ramp as well. So set smokes to the inner sight from spawn. With Exist and Forest so far forward, though, they're isolated by the smokes, but more importantly, they're going to be close enough to hear the fact that they've gone toward the upper and brown halls.
Oh, yes.
So surprisingly, no rotation to Z Connector as a result. Just one of the sight. Good find from Exist through the floors. Fallen chases it down. He'll get traded back by Forest.
This is looking clumsy from SK. They're panicking a little bit since losing that previous round, but towards inside they go. It's only get right to defend, but defend he shall. He'll get the first headshot. It's Saka with the instant reply, but the bomb should be planted at this point. Like we said, coldzera, the AWP, holds towards the upper ramp, takes down Forest, and that should be the round, but Draken has clutched out before, and he'll be looking to do exactly the same here in round number 6.
So Draken, AWP, has to clutch once more. Swings around and Taco. Inside of the smoke. It's Cold instead to hit the shot on the second AWP. And now we get the 5th round and a reset. Not a full maximum loss bonus, but it is 4 rounds, and that's going to hurt NiP. It's going to force them back to pistols. Draken has an
doing it again.
Yeah, he's actually bought into this.
That's a really big play. He had 6 grand.
Well, the others are around 1,200, so you might as well. They're in double ego territory.
It's true, but he won't have the orb next round if this goes wrong. You know, like
yeah, that's true.
So that's the thing. He won't be able to have this as a crutch going forward. This is a lot of pressure on the young man's shoulders, but he's ready to do it. He's clutched out before. He saved them in the previous round, looking to do the exact same here in round number 7. Taco looking to open things up here as he manages to get out of the main entrance. Not detected just yet. Remember, in Oakland, this is where Forest did his absolute best work. This Desert Eagle was phenomenal. One of the best of the entire event. And there it is once again. 1 bullet, 1 kill. Taco goes down, eviscerated across the main entrance. And it will be the 5-on-4. And that's what we need. Can we recover the rifle, though, for NiP? As Exist starts to chime in a bit of damage towards Pop Dog as well.
Forest with the gap. It's coldzera. It finds Rez early, but Fur has gone very aggressive inside of the B site. In fact, all the way up towards Z Connector. He'll be in the face immediately of Get Right. Takes him down with no problem. Relative ease on the Mac 10.
Oh.
That's pretty good from Exist. Deagle shot to find bolts over the end of the back train.
So the main thing they have to do is now is to save that AK-47 and the AWP. We know they're fully invested into it, but unfortunately this round isn't really realistic at this point. The bomb's down towards inside, and Draken, like we said, he has no money. But the AK-47, the AWP into the next round, they get a second bite of the cherry, arguably even stronger situation. The problem is the other 3 teammates will have to go full eco. Maybe a P250 per player at the very most, but still a lot of potential to win the round. Fur knows they're saving. He's only got the Mac 10 right now. He'll be on the hunt. He's allowed to. Sure, the money's not exactly established for SK, but right now he just wants to make sure he takes the weaponry out of Draken and Exist hands. If he goes down, he only loses the Mac 10, and I will tell you, if he can pick it up, he gets down Exist. So that's the AK-47 going down, and it will be 6-1 in favor of SK Gaming. So we do save the AWP, but the money just isn't there to go for a full buy into this round. Draken, he does save the weapon, but his teammates will call a timeout at this point and work out. Do we force buy again? I would say definitely not. That's how you can completely wreck your own economy, and the best of one is just not an option. It's too much of a risk.
No, absolutely not. I completely agree with that. I mean, the fact that Draken's able to save that is beneficial, but I totally understand your philosophy behind it, and you want to keep the money in his hands.
Yeah.
The double eco where he did win the first round, the only round they won with the single off, I can understand the mindset behind it.
Well, the thing is now, SK Gaming, they're actually the ones that called the timeout there from what I could see. So it's interesting, because they know Draken is a dangerous threat. He's
Absolutely.
got the AWP, sure there'll be eco, but you need to work out his tendencies. Speak to his coach, your analyst, who's the one who's actually going to be following his tracks. Where does he like to go in these sort of rounds? And he has to open things up. The common positions will be pushing Ivy, the upper ramp. And I'll have a look as to where Draken goes. He goes towards Ivy for now, doesn't go aggressive. He's watching towards A main, and that could work out, but those are the shots he needs to start hitting now. He hits the really glorious ones, but the ones right in front of him seem to be a bit of a struggle. There will be Rez chiming in with a frag there, but Fallen and coldzera go to town. The orb goes down, and then he hopes they had a win in this round, are slowly diminishing as Get Right will be dropped as well.
Good find from Bolts. Forrest, precarious position as he tries to get inside of him, and he gets immediately found by Taco, and he'll get taken down. So another round 7-1 for SK. But guns finally back within reach for NiP. I say that Draken goes on to an M4A1. And Rez is going to be very limited in terms of how much utility he has. In fact, there's no kit. Okay, I take it back. Get Right did buy one, thankfully.
The crowd coming to life there in the background just to know Estrella seem to be coming back into their game. But here we are, 7-1. Of course, it's a Brazilian thing. It seems to happen time and time again when we cast them.
Yeah,
we all enjoy it, so get it up in the chat. Let's have some fun. As we get into round number 9, a difficult buy here for the Ninjas, a UMP and 4 M4s.
Could you say we could have a blast?
We could have a ton of fun and a blast, and Draken's doing that, not even with the AWP. He gets it with a rifle as he pushes towards the main entrance. It further goes down, getting a taste of his own medicine perhaps there, Matt. Aggressive play at the start, and it's the M4 that takes him down and gives NiP a much-needed advantage at this point. You can see they've got 1 smoke, 3 flashbangs, 1 diffuse kit, and that is it. Nothing else to work with as coldzera takes down Forrest. Now they can wait for the reactions to come in. NiP can't rest on the laurels here. They have to find a frag in return. Draken will be pushing towards main entrance, slash Pop Dog, trying to see if he can get any sort of opening here, and this has to be the play. They can't hold off a full execution here, and he needs to find a frag in return.
It's Draken and Exist that will work together in trying to do so. And he'll send Exist up the ladder as well. So coldzera holds station for now. Doing so inside of A main. The one thing you don't have on this HUD is the numbers that correspond with the minimap, but they are still in order, so you can do the math from 1 to 10 and count on your own. As Taco gets out, they've clean contact toward Ivy. Rez is playing very passively, but can't find the headshot over the top of the train that'll allow Bolts much closer to the bomb. And on top of that, he'll protect it. Exist. Exist is behind the ball. He realizes they're going to turn around, and he sprays one down, but Bolt is able to respond immediately. It's Fallen instead onto the AWP as he tries to walk back in as well. Bomb is ticking in all of this time. And as it does, there is a kit for Get Right, but they need to find space. How does Taco not find the kill? And nearly missed out on the secondary spray as well. It doesn't matter. Bolt finds it 8-1.
As long as he picks up the kill, I'm fine with it. As long as it doesn't cost them the round, it doesn't really matter. No harm, no foul, as they say over on your side of the pond, I believe.
That is what we say. Yep.
Yes. But,
it's all fun and games until someone loses an eye, and then it's a sport.
Well, there we go. It's going to be 8-1 in NiP. They're in dire straits right now, as they'll be entering a partial bye situation. The Eagles will come out, CZs. Round number 10, and SK looking very comfortable right now. Cruise control, as the Ninjas, even with the advantage there, didn't have the utility to work with. They will push the upper round. This could be problematic with Tackle. We saw him miss some shots, but he's not missing today. He'll only get 1. Had to do a bit better there. I thought he would get the 3-man spray down, but still they should recover the round. It's going to be Fallen and Fur Monster, as he's calling himself today, to pick up the frags and leave Draken in an impossible situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Impossible. This will be the 5 rounds now, by the way, so we'll get to see the engulfed name of SK in the next round.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And watch out, Matt. I've been told pyrotechnics are all around us. If the bomb gets planted in the game behind us, flames will be flying. The main one,
and we won't even know.
Yeah.
So it'll catch us off, and you already have a fear of pyrotechnics.
I know, and I'm right next to the explosion box. So
we were literally told, for those watching at home, casters, get on your positions and do not move.
Stay planted.
If
I like to move as well.
I like to
pace around, so I'm going to have to make sure I stay still and keep safe. It's going to be a bumpy ride. But we'll take a pause here, so a chance to calm down. NiP needs threat to chime in with some advice right now. The CT side just isn't working out for them. Those forced buys, it's not really panned out well. They keep having these difficult situations. Going for that double orb once again. It's Draken and Rez to use the weaponry, exists yet to buy. The only round they've won was a 2-on-1 clutch from Draken. There hasn't been a clean victory so far. Obviously, one round on the board, that goes without saying, but at the same time, NiP need to change up the game plan here. The problem is, without the money being established, they can't really take the risks required to find those opening picks, maybe push 3 towards lower ramp or get a pick towards Ivy. They have to play very default right now and see if they can open things up. As we get into round number 11 here, there will be a lot of fear in the NiP camp as to what it could mean if they lose this map. It's a really brutal tournament in the round-robin format.
Oh, massively. Best of ones all the way through.
No overtime as well, right?
Yes, not 16, 6 teams is what I was going to say. And 2 make it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's cutthroat. When you have the caliber of teams we have at this event, that is cutthroat. And keep in mind, all the games have been played today due to yesterday's issues. So these teams are already,
you don't know
what's the 3rd game of the day for them.
All the games concurrently going on. You don't know what it means for you. You don't know if you're
just have to
close,
play.
your rivals are winning their games. You just have to just concentrate on your own thing and see what happens. But Get Right, taking matters into his own hands. He pushes towards the upper ramp. He does make an assertive play, and Taco goes down. It's a 5-on-4. That's exactly what they need. They've had this before, and they're unable to convert it. But this time, they have got the double AWP setup, but I can see a problem emerging at this point. SK are starting to go for the full smoke execution towards that side. But this is looking quite promising. Exists in that position with his teammate there, Forrest. They can actually play in front of the smokes. And challenge players coming down towards Pop Dog. And there's a missed smoke map.
That's a huge
They
miss
did it above Pop Dog, and it's going to fall apart as Forrest sprays them down. But apparently, Fur Monster and Bolts, they say no. It's going to be a 3-on-2 situation. What is this game so far? It's been very clumsy.
That extremely clumsy. Missed smoke, and they can't capitalize. Somehow Fur finds the kill. The smoke that was missed is that one. The one that covers the gap, and it allows the shots. Get Right only gets 1, Cold 0 follows through 10-1. And for the record, this is the 2nd straight game that NiP have been battered in the first half. It was 15-0 this morning against Dennis and Astralis. Remember, Dennis is in for Device. It's now 10-1. Round differential, best of ones. This could be it for NiP.
This could be. This is not looking good at all. They won't force buy into it, but if SK Gaming are winning those sort of rounds, with misthrown smokes, bad coordination, losing the first pick, NiP just aren't ready for it, but Forrest and his Deagle is still relentless. Maybe there is some hope for the Ninjas at this point. It has to be him, one of the best players in Oakland. He has had a quiet tournament here so far at the Blast Pro Series, but the shots keep coming in. This time, though, Fur will take him down. It's going to be a 4-on-4. We've got Get Right on the scout. And we'll see whether this round yields any sort of fruit for the Ninjas. CZ's going to be missing a couple of shots there, and Bolt's looking very comfortable right now. So's Draken, though. 8 kills for him as he takes down and brings it into a 3-on-3.
Watch for Get Right has no idea. He's going to sneak in behind. Discipline.
He wants a knife, doesn't he?
Yep. He's definitely.
He's going to let his teammates die at this point.
Yeah, that's the problem. So he's got to get the kill eventually because he is facing down toward Pop Dog. Draken now knows he has to retake from long, but look at Taco and Fur. Fur was his back turn, so they won't see it yet. And Taco's gone toward Pop Dog. He's expecting a repeat, and they're converging toward the Z position. Cold, though, is going to one-up. Flank the flanker, and we will get a knife. Cold finds Draken in the back. It's Rez that gets Taco. At least 1 back, but he's now in a 1 versus 2. Double peek, tries to go aggressively, and it's 11-1 for SK.
Unfortunately, at this stage of the half at least, even close rounds won't mean anything. They haven't damaged the economy. It's going to be 16K for Cold Zera. 4 players actually in 5-digit situations, so NiP, this is looking really rough, and they're changing things up. It's been Rez with the double AWP so far. They've given Forrest that responsibility. I'm going to have a look at the frag charts while I'm here. Rez, not good enough, Matt. 3 for 12. Get Right, one of the veterans of the team, 4 kills in total. That is not fragging right now. And SK, nothing too fancy, even messing up their executions and still coming out on top. Nice flashbang for Taco there to open things up towards the brown halls, but we need an 11-4 now. No more rounds can go against NiP as they take the initial damage there. Forrest trying to get close towards that lower ramp. He'll be tagged up and sent packing to a more defensive position.
Yeah, get out. Get wrecked. See you later. Down to 31. Fur, meanwhile, has covered off A main. Bomb has made its way over toward the top of Pop Dog. That's with Cold. So Taco on 4 HP. Will sit and rotate toward the top of the ladder. So he'll watch at this point and play off of cues from his team. A more passive and disciplined approach from SK. The round NiP won came in round 5. It's been all SK, much like it was at the start since then. And they're still facing the possibility with guns up for NiP this time, double up as well, to continue that form.
We'll see if Draken can get anything done here. He has been struggling with the easier shots. They're going to peek him at the same time. They know the angles he plays. You can see them lining up for it as well. coldzera and Fur looking to chase him down. That's so smart. They don't hit the shot, but they certainly rattle him as he has to fall back. He's looking very uncomfortable right now as GetRight drops first, and now that Orb in a lot of trouble. There's AKs all around him. He'll boost himself up, but his playmates are going down. Looks like another round going against the Ninjas. Draken can't hit a single thing, and that's going to be it. This game might be done already, Matt. It feels like NiP are getting completely wrecked left, right, and center. No one can get going here. The crossfires are looking good. The positions are on point. It's just the final plays, hitting the shots, and then just not doing it. SK Gaming just toying with their food right now.
Absolutely. This is ridiculous. Double up doesn't work. Nothing has worked. And it's a disaster from NiP. Not the tournament they would have expected after Oakland. The highs and the lows.
Yeah,
that's a peak in a valley.
Just getting completely destroyed here. Astralis with a stand-in made them look amateur earlier, and SK Gaming did the exact same thing here. What a disparity between performances. The champions, back-to-back IEM Oakland champions, looking incredibly forward. That's it, they're out of the slump. This team's going to cause some damage, and unfortunately only as good as your last performance. And coming in here and having this sort of disappointment, it sets them so far back after what we thought was a really promising step forward.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing more of that from NiP, more of what we expected, or I shouldn't say expected, more of what we saw in Oakland. Yeah. It was just so fun to watch. It was great. It was retro. I want to see VP back on form. I want to see NiP playing at that level more consistently. Fur will take out one window, not all of them, but they'll get positioned inside of the brown halls. Rez is down below with a UMP because they've got to buy at this point no matter what. They're around 14, and they've got to get more than one on the board as they walk in. It's Rez that looks up, takes him down. Bolts follows form and gets the shot on the AK-47. So Exist is behind. Exist is behind! Oh, Fallen nearly turned and got caught out as a result of it, but he's held true. And that's given them the 8-man advantage, which they'll now add to. Draken finding one on top of it as well has brought this down to a 3 versus 2, still in the favor of NiP, but Bolt and Cold have turned that around, finding Draken and Forest. And as Cold pushes his way up and behind the tanker, the bomb is still on the ground. NiP roping together a buy with UMPs as well. They're desperate. This time ticks 51 seconds. Bolts and Cold have not moved much. They're hoping that timing will actually work in their favor. It nearly does. Cold's got his back turned. I think he's about to be found. Exist certainly does find him, and Bolts has to do it all.
2-on-1 situation. Bolts up against it now. NiP need this round so badly, but it might not happen. Bolts was such a wonderful shot there towards the lower round. GetRight. He's cowering in the corner now. He knows he's lost track of Bolts. Could he go outside? He's got plenty of time to do so, and that's what he'll do right now towards our Pop Dog and GetRight up against it. We've got Molotovs, flashbangs, HE grenades, and GetRight has no idea what's going on at this point. But it's a fake. Bolts is overthinking this situation, Matt. He's actually thought that GetRight's going to fall back, but the timing could actually work perfectly. 8 seconds as he goes in towards lower, and GetRight's taking the bait. This is unbelievable.
That's huge. They need this round.
He didn't even know it was going on. Oh no, he still thinks it's outside. GetRight, he can't hit the bomb right now. It's done. He won't have any time to do anything with this.
He's got a kit. The one thing he does have is, and he has a smoke as well.
It's way too late, I'm afraid.
It is late, but there's no Molotov. He's got a kit and a smoke. If he can run in fast enough, and Bolts doesn't have a good enough angle, GetRight can make this. Yeah, I think he's got the fact that he went left there, this says, fair enough. I thought this says to me he wraps back around through CT and gives up, but he's already got the smoke down on the bomb. Expecting Bolts to peek, and he's done it. He's nailed it. He's read the high side. As the nade went in, he thought he was on it in the smoke. GetRight's got a kit, and he will pull it off. That's ridiculous.
I'm so impressed. Why is Bolts facing him?
I think because the smoke went down, he thought he had to throw the nade.
Exactly right, so that does make sense.
And I don't even think he faced. I think he walked out to throw the nade, and GetRight just hit a ridiculously spectacular shot that quickly.
That's so cool from GetRight. The fact he had the smoke was everything. He was completely bamboozled, taken outside there. It seemed like it was all over, and he comes towards inner, but that one smoke, you're right. As soon as he deploys it, Bolts assumes our full diffuser's coming in any second of that stage. So he wants to prepare himself, get ready for the full spray. It's a little bit chaotic, and he takes the bait, and GetRight hits the shot, and we will be at 12-2. As we get into round number 15, there will be money available for the Ninjas finally. It's not a great buy, and the first shot will come in. Fallen back on the AWP, finds Forest. They can bide their time at this point, waiting for the reaction picks to come through. It could be GetRight to take the bait towards Hitch, but he'll fall back and trying to get the frag in return. It will be the CT players at close main. That's Draken for now. They need this match. 12-3 has to happen here.
Yeah, absolutely. Unspokenly, it needs to happen. So
Wow.
double up going for Fallen and Cold, and Taco walking in Cold as well, taking, rather, excuse me, Fallen taking so much map presence, getting into the face of Sandwich. It's such an important and integral part of the map. This is massive. This is already done. Down to exist in a 1 versus 4, 2 ops and 2 AKs, bomb planted on B. He does not have a kit or any utility to work with, so he's got to go. And go aggressive, go he shall. Exist slowly but surely, walking into an unformidable death, but does spot Cold above him. Trying not to make any noise, but has to because Fallen would have spotted him. So he looks around, finds Cold as well. Cold's got the op shot. Down 13-2 at half for SK.
13-2. That is a disaster map. Sure, we'll be thinking this is a world-class game. We can bring it back, but they're on the CT side of train. That is horrible news. There's so much pressure in this best of one now for the Ninjas. They need the pistol. They can't lose it. They can't afford it to happen. The T said it has to work out for them. They know it's still possible. This game is not done. You win the pistol, you get the 3-0, you grind it out.
Yep. You
just take it round by round, regardless of the scoreline. There's no mistakes. Just stick to your game plan. As we get into it, I have 2 smokes, Molotovs, flashbangs available for NiP here. A kit there for Fallen as well. And then one of the players we boost up towards the ticket booth, that will be Fallen. coldzera. He's looking confident, isn't he? And he's got a lot of buffer to actually go for these big plays and see if he can end rounds quickly. And Bolt to the first shot. That actually threw a smoke, I believe, as Forrest goes down. Bracken will pick up whatever he can in that situation, and it looks like the round might be done already, but there's a nice flashbang. Draken does find some space to work up here, but can't get the double kill.
Absolutely not. Shut down by Fallen immediately. Get right. Does pull it back, but Cold has gotten toward the sandwich. They're not ready for it. Not yet planted either. They were trying to do so. They were trying to secure positions as well as Get Right finds himself surrounded and down. 14-2 momentum in the favor of SK. And I think we've got a pretty quick game, Henry.
I think you might be right there. No bomb planted either. Means they have to force by here in the second round. It's 14-2. The P90's out. The MP9's in the hands of coldzera. And it's just Deagles and CZ. A cheeky Mac 10 for Get Right there. But that's about as good as it gets. This has gone horribly wrong for Ninjas in pajamas. Will be tacking ahead towards the inside bomb site. He's got the M4A4. He'll be joined by Furb. And it's up to Bolts now. To join him as the first kill coming for Taco. Nice work. Doesn't overcommit. Spots a few more, but he's going for the bigger picture play here. Gets the initial advantage and falls back as we hear the other game erupting. I wish ours was as exciting as that. NiP haven't managed to deliver the performance that is worthy of the big stage right now.
Certainly not. But SK have, and they'll look to move forward into the finals of this event naturally. They are world beaters and have been for some time. Fur takes down Exist. 2 gone. Has already perished. Down goes Draken. It's Forrest and Get Right, the old guard. But even the old gods can't favor them. Bolts takes down Forrest quickly, and Get Right 97 HP in a Mac 10. Counted by a P90. P90 versus Mac 10 in Brown Halls. Are we watching silver?
I'm not sure. NiP, yes, I'm afraid this is done. There's no way they get 13 rounds in a row to force even a draw. There's no overtime here. They can't actually get a win out of this game anymore. That's not good news when you're only in round number 18. Smokes will come out, 5 of them. A flashbang, they'll go for a wall of smoke outside, try and get that bomb down. They'll keep fighting to the very end, of course. It's never over until it reads 16 at the top, but it's looking extremely grim. As the smokes are deployed, it's the initial set piece off the bat, but look at this, what's going on here? It's coldzera pushing towards the Ivy. He'll be taking out my res and gives away a rifle.
Super, super awkward. Exist to Fallen. That's 2 kills, actually, in the back of the fact that Cold got lost inside of his own smoke. Forrest finds Bolts in a rather interesting fashion, as Bolts apparently just missed half of his shots in the play. In fact, Forrest sits on 38. Finally, though, Taco gets it rolling, a 3rd as well. Down goes Get Right, Rez, and Forrest. And Taco backs off. He's going to look toward the B site instead.
That was actually kind of sick from Taco there. He's going to need the ace to close this one out. 6 HP, 3 kills so far up against Exist and Draken. As we hit the 1 minute mark, the bomb will be planted. It's a fake plant, so they're buying him some time, actually. They don't know that he's made his way towards inside. He's coming towards the Pop Dog area. And now this should be a Ninjas round, but if Taco can close this one out, it will be in tremendous style and fashion as he comes down towards the Pop Dog.
It'd be an ace to do it. He has the kit, and he's dead.
We
because
tried.
Draken, I was going to say had the angle because Draken had the deagle, but Draken nails it, reads it well that he was heading toward Pop Dog, and now we find a little bit of life late for NiP. You're right, I shouldn't be walking. I see you see me wandering back, and then I suddenly realized as I got within
that
like
game's
a foot
coming
of
to
it,
an end. I know some flames will be coming out.
I was like, that's pyrotechnics right in front of me. That could just light me up.
We'll be fine. 15-3 though, NiP do pull around back. Got a bit dicey there with Taco managing to find 3 wonderful kills from the connector area. Worth of a shotgun, but this should be an NiP round, and at least they'll have a chance to get into this one, as it's going to be taken down. It exists with the P90. It's a rare thing to be brought up in the CSGO stratosphere, but you know, we're absolutely fine with it, and it's going to be Taco with 1 frag in that 5-7. He's playing quite well right now. Can he get a third? He can't, but some damage inflicted, and still he gives his teammates a chance.
So in some ways, scores are not indicative of the timing of rounds. If you want proof that this game has been played out a little more slowly than the other 2, all 3 games started at the same time. We are in round 19. On the main stage, they are currently in round 22, and on our left side, they are also starting round 22. So even though our game is the most one-sided, what the heck just happened? Bolts.
Oh my god.
Has turned this around with a CZ. He's cut this down to a 1-on-1. Thankfully, Forrest knew where he was coming from and still had the angle held. I thought that was going to be uneventful, so I started the 1. The point is, our game's actually been the slowest, despite that it might end first.
Yeah. There it is.
There's the flames.
That really, you can feel the warmth. I'm sweaty already. Instant sweat.
Well, I've been sweaty the whole time, Hank.
Yeah, I can just feel that coming in. I can see those guys enjoying themselves. 15-4. It will be the double orb setup now. We're looking for a logical conclusion. SK Gaming almost certainly going to win this. It's like a 5% chance NiP can bring it back to a draw. That's the best they can hope for right now. So they take 11 rounds in a row on the T side of Train up against SK Gaming, the #1 team in the world right now. As we get into round number 20 here. Farmer's out on Cold Zero. Not looking extremely comfortable. We've fallen on an AWP, and Taco hitting shots like that. He's having quite a good game today. Not known to be an AWP as he finds the first shot, and he'll fall back.
Yeah, he will. Back to the B site. Forrest marches onward as he'll head toward the sandwich position. He's in good position as well in getting there because no one's detected him thus far. Fallen might win out toward Ivy, but that brings Cold's attention. Fallen is smoked off as well. Now the question for Forrest is, does he push through the smoke or not? So a Molotov behind it will keep him at bay. That'll allow Cold to swing around, but it means Forrest has position toward Cold. Cold's not ready. Forrest smoke down and somehow finds it through the smoke with the Philos, and Forrest is gone. Position is lost. Draken finds one, but Forrest there to trade it back, and we're done. 16-4 for SK.